And the license.
Good evening and welcome to the City of Joliet City Council meeting for Tuesday, September 16, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. in City Hall, Council Chambers. The Honorable Mayor Terry Darcy presiding. We're going to have the invocation by Pastor Jacob Garcia of Crossroads Christian Church at 2312 Essington Road in Joliet, after which he will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please bow with me for a word of prayer. God, we pause tonight to acknowledge your presence here among us. We thank you for this city, for those who lead it, and for the people who call it home. Tonight, we ask for wisdom as decisions are made, clarity as agendas are discussed, and humility as conversations unfold. God, we long for unity in our city and in our country. And in a time when division feels heavy, we ask that you would grant us peace, empathy, and a shared commitment to the good of all people. Remind us that we are neighbors first, and that we are working together, and when we work together, it honors you and blesses our community. God, we ask that you would bless this meeting, that you would bless each person here, and that you would bless our city with your peace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we begin roll call this evening, Councilman Hugg is unable to attend as he is at home recovering from surgery. He has requested to attend remotely, which will require council approval. Is there a motion to approve this request?
So moved.
Second.
It has been motioned and seconded to approve the remote attendance of Councilman Hugg. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrum?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman? Aye. Councilwoman Rudin?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. We'll begin with roll call. Mayor Darcy?
Here.
Councilman Cardenas?
Here.
Councilman Clement?
Here.
Councilman Hug?
Here.
Councilman Navarro?
Here.
Councilman Moreno?
Here.
Councilman Mudrin?
Here.
Councilman Quillen?
Here.
Councilwoman Burden?
Here.
Under Mayor, we have a proclamation recognizing Constitution Week presented by Councilman Cardenas.
Proclamation. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to the rule by law. And whereas September 16, 2025 marks the 258th anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate it, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 17th through the 23rd Constitution Week. Now therefore, I, Terry Darcy, Mayor of the City of Joliet, Illinois, on behalf of the Joliet City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week in Joliet, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties.
Mayor Darcy and esteemed council members, thank you for allowing us to come to you tonight to receive your proclamation to promote Constitution Week, September 17th through 23rd. My name is Bobby Today. I'm a 30-year resident of Joliet and honorary regent of the Lewis Joliet chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. The purpose and the mission of the Daughters of the American Revolution is to perpetuate the memory and the spirit of the brave men and women who achieved American independence in 1776. In Will County, the Lewis Joliet chapter has been honoring our revolutionary patriots for 115 years, promoting conversations about our Constitution in classrooms, libraries, and these very halls of city government. We don't just talk about the Constitution, we bring it to life. We teach kids how its words still echo in our daily lives. We remind libraries of their role as guardians of truth and inspire leaders like you to wield its principles with courage. As Abraham Lincoln declared at the close of the Civil War, our safety, our liberty depends on preserving the Constitution of the United States, as our fathers made it inviolate. The people of the United States are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow men who pervert the Constitution. Again, thank you for having us here this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, one more.
I'll go this way this time.
Thank you.
Next is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as written?
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillen?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is citizens to be heard on agenda items. So I have a few people that signed up here. I'm not sure everybody made it to sign up, so I'll go ahead and start with the people that did sign up. I'm going to read the public participation rules of procedure before we begin. Speakers should try to address all comments to the council as a whole and not to any member thereof. Repetitive comments are discouraged. The total comment time for any one person is 4 minutes. A speaker cannot give his or her allotted minutes to another speaker. No speaker shall engage in a debate or make direct threats or personal attacks or be uncivil or abusive. The presiding officer may limit irrelevant, immaterial, or inappropriate comments or statements. So we'll go ahead and start with Dr. Klein Namuo, JJC President.
Good evening, everyone. While not on the agenda, feliz cumpleaños to my dear friend Cesar Cardenas, otherwise known as Councilman Cardenas. Happy birthday, my friend. Good evening, Mayor Darcy, City Manager Beth Beatty and team, Chief Evans and Joliet PD, Chief Carey and Joliet Fire, and to all members of the Joliet City Council here tonight. On behalf of Joliet Junior College, I want to thank you for considering the Memorandum of Understanding for the Public Safety Institute. Last Wednesday, our Board of Trustees unanimously and enthusiastically approved this agreement, and we're excited to move this important initiative forward in partnership with the City of Joliet. This MOU represents more than just a formal agreement. It reflects our shared commitment to strengthening public safety and workforce development in our region. Together, we will explore the creation of a state-of-the-art public safety institute that will prepare the next generation of police officers, firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, and other first responders to help ensure the safety and security of our community. Now, JJC is proud to collaborate with the mayor, city manager, chiefs, and their respective leadership teams. Our shared vision, mind you, is an ambitious one. It is a vision to create, and I know the mayor has quoted me in the past, so I'm going to toss it right back and quote Mayor Darcy, to create the gold standard for public safety training to serve our students, support local law enforcement agencies, and ultimately to enhance the safety and well-being of the entire community. The JJC thanks you for your partnership and for working with us to make this vision a reality. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Kelly Roeder-Tonelli, the Executive Director of Strategic Engagement from JJC.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. Along with Dr. Namuo, I'm here tonight to offer additional support and thoughts and pledge JJC's support for the Public Safety Institute intergovernmental agreement on your agenda this evening. I'm representing the team, the boots on the ground. Several JJC employees have partnered with city employees to visit certain locations to really create, and Dr. Namuo already said it, I'm going to quote Mayor Darcy again, what he said at our board meeting last week, to create the gold standard facility. So I just want to acknowledge very briefly our Vice President of Finance and Administrative Services, Karen Kissel, who is leading this project. Karen's in the back there, thank you. And what I want to say is this: successful community colleges are deeply connected to their communities. And the proposed Public Safety Institute represents JJC's deeper commitment to Joliet, its residents, and the region. This partnership is a model for how local government and education can come together to provide safer, stronger communities. This institute would provide hands-on, scenario-based training for our students, as well as current first responders in law enforcement, fire science, and EMS. From dual credit students to recruits preparing for certification, hundreds, if not thousands, of students will benefit from real-world simulations and cross-disciplinary collaboration. Joliet is the right place for this. With strong infrastructure, regional accessibility, and JJC's established academic programs, the city is positioned to become a hub for public safety that serves not only Joliet, but Will County and beyond. At JJC, we see how education can change lives, turning jobs into careers and instability into security. The Public Safety Institute will multiply those stories, equipping new and experienced first responders with the skills and confidence to respond to increasingly complex calls and ultimately benefiting the residents they serve. Thank you for your consideration and always for your partnership.
Thank you.
Next, we have the Mayor of Lockport, Stephen Strite.
Hello, neighbors. So my name is, yes, Stephen Strite, been mayor of Lockport for 12 years. And, you know, as you all know, we all have to have regular jobs. And my regular job is I'm a designer. I've been running O-Design Group for 25 years. And I'm a graduate of the School of the Art Institute in Chicago. And, you know, I've used the visual arts to help businesses grow. I've helped them. People have come to me with napkin sketches of ideas, and we've helped, you know, create the brand around it, everything from packaging to the product itself to the point where they've sold millions of items. And also having existing brands that wanted to remain top in their category, and we helped create the visuals around those to keep them there. So I'm very familiar with, you know, and successful with growing businesses by getting people to believe in their product and service. And so I want to congratulate the City Council on initiating the City Square project. I can tell you this project has sent really clear message to your residents and your neighbors that you believe in your downtown. And it's really important, because I know when I started the job 12 years ago, a lot of people did not believe in downtown Lockport, and they felt like it was a waste of time and why are you bothering? But the truth is, we had a council that we acted on a belief that our downtown could be more than just a collection of burned out buildings that were boarded up and forgotten about. And like yourselves, we did a number of things, used a bunch of different tools to help initiate that change in that dynamic. And one of those tools was the arts. You know, from doing a steampunk Lincoln to, you know, giant ducks to building projections. You know, we really began to use the visual arts as to build our brand. Just like a business, we built our brand. And all of the projects we did, they were not about frivolity. They're about investing in ourselves both, you know, for community pride, but here's the kicker, also for economic development. It was an essential piece of our economic development plan. And when developers know that you believe in your downtown by doing things like the projects that you have at you know, City Square, that they believe. And bringing in outside developers is absolutely key to seeing your downtown redeveloped. We all love John Bays, but he can't do every downtown project, right? So it's about bringing outside folks into this. And so you're 100% on the right track. And I also commend the city and the Arts Council, Arts Commission for the process. You guys put you know, all the viable submissions out to the public. We had 3,000 folks, you know, put input into that, and then you had your Arts Council narrow that down and choose a final, which is a great thing. And I would encourage you to trust that process, to let the citizens and that Art Council to go forward. I know there were some concerns about possibly some of the abstraction in the art, and that's fine. That's normal. That's what good provocative art does. But I can tell you, just from my professional background and my art background, that little abstraction is actually a good thing. You could put a monument up of a person that did something a long time ago, or just do something that says this is who we were, but things like this are about who you are and where you're going. And I think the dynamic of this particular sculptural piece has that ability. Every day it changes the way the sun comes through, and that light and shadow comes down. It's different every day, and it opens up dialogue, which I think I would encourage you to embrace it. It's actually a really wonderful piece. And if you think it's a little weird or out of place that your neighboring mayor is here to cheer you on, I know that I see all of us as part of a destination corridor. I mean, just today I was sitting with Ann Sylvester and folks from Lamont and Romeoville, talking about how we look at our downtown corridor, which is all connected with the canal and the bike path. And and, how we promote ourselves collectively. So understand that when we all win when we work together and continue to love our downtowns and do things like you're doing. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Next, we have Tom Grachowski.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. Thanks for being here tonight to listen. My name is Tom Grotowski, and I currently serve as Chair of the Joliet Arts Commission. I'd also like to recognize my fellow commissioners who are here this evening in support of this important project. I'm here tonight to speak of the award of contract for the City Square sculpture, The Dome of Unity by Sija Chen. For those who may not be familiar with our work, the Arts Commission was created in July of 2019. Among our responsibilities is the review of proposals and assistance in the process by which artists, art organizations, neighborhood groups, businesses, developers, or members of the public propose and create art in public places. This is exactly what we did when we were asked to review submissions and select the final artwork for the new city square. I am proud to say we carried out this responsibility with thorough, transparent process, including discussion among the commission members, ultimately leading to an agreement on the Dome of Unity. The selection unfolded in two important stages. First, through a public voting process that helped us identify a pool of finalists. Second, through a series of interviews with those finalists, carefully evaluating each proposal in detail. In making our final recommendation, we considered several key factors, including its impact on the community and alignment with the design of the square, future maintenance and upkeep of the piece, the materials, weight, and size of the work, public input and feedback, and whether the artwork would serve as a cultural draw that brings visitors to Joliet. The community's role in this process was significant, with over 3,000 individuals who participated in narrowing the field of finalists. From there, the commission carefully vetted each finalist and ultimately selected the Dome of Unity. Several qualities of this piece stood out. The innovative design that incorporates community input from the residents of Joliet directly into the sculpture, the ability to use lighting effects to create a dynamic, ever-changing visual experience, the artist's commitment to using durable, low-maintenance, graffiti-resistant materials, and the reputation of the artist, Sija Chen, a renowned creator whose work has drawn international attention and attracted visitors from around the world. Her vision for the Dome of Unity is both unique and powerful. It will not only enhance our downtown city square, but also help drive economic activity by bringing people to Joliet. Most importantly, the artwork represents something deeply needed today, a message of unity. We strongly believe the Dome of Unity will serve as a symbol that brings people together and celebrates the spirit of Joliet for generations to come. Thank you for your consideration. Thank you.
Next, I have John Simpson, if you would like to speak.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I am also, I'd like to give the support to the Dome of Unity. I'd like to say that every thriving city in the state of Illinois and throughout this country has a great art scene. Not only is it cool, but it is good business. And I feel like we are 100 feet from the finish line, and I'm asking the City Council to help us get past the finish line. When I think For instance, next year with Route 66, the 100th anniversary, I think of all the people here from starting their Route 66 or ending the Route 66 trail. If we have this out there, the people will get their picture taken. It will make people have a good impression of us. I kind of feel like, for whatever reason in the past, we haven't been able to get out of our way. We are way behind as far as the arts, but we have a chance for this to be a catalyst. When I look at this city council, I respect all of you. I feel like you are all pulling on the rope in the same direction, not opposed to each other. When I look at our mayor, our city manager, our planning department, our new events coordinator, our grants writer, which we'll need to help get some grants so we can keep our local artists busy. I'm excited. When I look at the progress in Chicago Street, the city square, when I look at all the details of our comprehensive plan, I'm excited. And I think, I would hope that you would not necessarily make this decision based on whether you like this particular design, but step back and think of what this can be for the start of a lot of cool and important economic things. To me, I look at it as like an investment piece of property where if we make the down payment, for the next 20 years, the tenants will make the payments. And I think that this is the same thing. If we make the commitment, put the equity in, and everything that's going on in this comprehensive plan requires investment from outsiders and community. And I think if they are shown that we will make the initial commitment and that we're committed, then they like making money, they'll be all in, and all these dreams of our downtown will become a reality. I think we can have our cake, eat it too, and somebody else will pay for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Deborah Summers.
Good evening. I want to thank you for the opportunity to address you regarding the Dome of Unity. I know that you have a lot of things to consider, but I'm asking you to remember that this piece of public art presents the Joliet community with an opportunity to bond and to be represented. It's inclusive. If approved, it will give the residents a chance to see their input transformed into a visual piece where it will be preserved for years to come. It will be a symbol of collective identity, shared experiences, collaboration, as well as the creativity. I ask you to consider what the Dome of Unity will mean to those who not only view it, but to those who will be a part of the creative process as well. It will give the citizens of Joliet a chance to participate in a project that emphasizes a shared humanity within multicultural communities and foster connections through conversations. It's very inclusive. Please do not overlook the community engagement process, including the workshops, the town hall meetings, because that is what will determine the final design. We are all aware that each onlooker will see something different, but these residents, through social engagement, will talk about personal narratives, shared histories, and these are things that help to build strong communities. The Dome of Unity, as it is proposed to be created, is more than metal and design. It will be a reflection of Joliet's spirit, working side by side on projects, help to break down barriers while people focus on a common goal. Being able to create something lasting together is a powerful move. It's collective. So your vote for the Dome of Unity would not only be a validation of the art itself, but the process of unifying as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eric Deshawn Doris.
Good evening, Mayor Darcy, City Council members, and fellow citizens of Joliet. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak. In 2019, I was part of the coalition that drafted and passed the ordinance to establish the Joliet Arts Commission. I served as its inaugural chairperson, securing the city's first ever grant from the Illinois Arts Council and gaining distinction as a local arts agency. Since then, I've worked as a community organizer at Arts Alliance Illinois, and I now serve as the Midwest Regional Director at Young Invincibles, a nonprofit that is purposed to advocate and support young adults in the political process. Today, I stand in support of the Dome of Unity. While I acknowledge the concerns raised, the artwork is worth approving. Public art is not decoration. It is an investment that enhances downtowns by drawing visitors, encouraging business, and boosting civic pride. The restaurant owners, museum leaders, and arts commissioners who have already provided comment see this clearly. When I lived in Chicago, I participated in the opening of Millennium Park and performed in front of the Cloud Gate, better known as the Bean. At that time, that artwork was criticized and even ridiculed. The nickname the Bean was a pejorative when people first started using it. Today, Cloud Gate attracts over 20 million visitors each year and generates $1.4 billion annually in spending. Far from embarrassment, it has become one of the most photographed landmarks in the world. Now, we are not Chicago, but the lesson here is that strong reactions to art are a good sign. They mean that the work has engaged the public, sparked conversation, and will bring more people, customers, taxpayers, and yes, even critics into our city center. Safe, boring art is forgotten. Bold art endures. The evidence is clear. Public art drives economic growth, supporting creative workers, small businesses, and raising property values. Public art improves community health, reducing stress and fostering connection, identity, and belonging. And public art strengthens civic identity, reminding us that we are more than just roads and sewers. We are a collection of diverse communities, each with a story to tell. I grew up in Joliet in the 90s, when the city was filled with energy of new murals and sculptures. For decades, we have missed the opportunity to invest in this kind of cultural infrastructure. Generations of Joliet residents have never known it, and without action, they never will. Tonight, you have a chance to change that. The Dome of Unity looks towards our future while honoring our past. I urge you to vote yes and allow Joliet to embrace the benefits of public art once again. Thank you for your time.
John Sheridan.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, City staff. I'm here tonight to talk about the elephant in the room. Actually, there's two elephants in the room, but I'm only going to talk about the one in its relationship to the town square and the $200,000 for the sculpture. I personally thought it was a good discussion last night, and most of you got to share your opinion on the thing, and I thank you for standing up for your constituents. May not always agree, but you did your job last night, and you may not be the majority, but you did your job. I appreciate that. I'm no expert on art. When I first seen the Bean in Chicago, I thought it was ugly. Mr. Doris left, but I already told him ahead of time in the meeting I was going to talk about that. But I thought it was ugly. Now it's the most famous tourist spot in the city of Chicago. Some of you might have seen the art where the banana was to a canvas with duct tape. That little booger sold for $5.2 million, folks. Go figure. A banana taped to a canvas. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for bringing up the facts last night associated with the 2016 contract, with the insurance separated out to 2030. This is the most sane contract I ever heard. There's only two people who spoke against that contract, myself and Mr. Mudron. I predicted this would cost the city millions of dollars. could possibly bankrupt the city. Looks like it might come true. The unfunded liability could reach $1 billion, in my opinion. That's almost a whole enough to pay for the water project, and don't raise your tax on the water bill. Councilman Mudron sells insurance and sees the increase every year. I was on both sides of the bargain table at Caterpillar and know firsthand knowledge of how insurance increases as much as 20% a year. When I jumped on the past mayor, he said something to the effect that, don't worry about it. The Obamacare Act will take care of it, the insurance, and we won't really have to go out to 2030. Let me take a minute to tell you about the $27 million ballpark you spent $1 million on. It hadn't made one dime for the city of Joliet, not one dime. With all this crazy stuff, the council keeps putting millions of dollars into losing businesses. Not one of you up there would run a business for that length of time and never make a profit. None of you. The madness goes on year after year, but yet no council member says anything about the waste of taxpayer dollars. The same logic applies to this blast station, and finally ended up we dumped it on the Park District, and they got rid of it themselves. I wrote an article about Field of Dreams. The stated taxpayers would be the shoeless Joe Jackson of Joliet. Headed that way, and it might come true. Let's talk about the millions the city sunk into the prison, which was supposed to be supported by federal and state funds. I didn't hear any complaints about those millions. The list goes on. I don't want to say $200,000 is chump change, but in reality, it is compared to the millions that the council spends on other projects that they keep voting on. Nobody says nothing about that. I think Councilman Marino had a good idea last night. Let's look to see if any wealthy family in Joliet would like to pay for it and dedicate it to one of their family members. You see this throughout Joliet. You see especially your local hospitals, emergency rooms, wings are built, donated to, the money donated to, and bring it up. So it's a possibility. It's not a bad idea. In summary, this item should have been included in the $9 million that was set aside for the town squares. If there are other hidden charges, you should bring them out now, rather than wait for a month from now. I think the council should concentrate on fixing the insurance fiasco with the city, and always remember, transparency is the key to successful government. Mr. Hugg, I wish you a speedy recovery. Thank you.
Thank you.
John Herco.
Thank you. I don't need notes like Sheridan. I have a picture here. I'm thinking you have this piece of artwork here at City Hall. Vintage 1982 on marble, etched. City of Champions with the city skyline of Joliet. At that time, 1,000 limited were made, 400 a pop. Nice fundraiser, 400,000. But the operative word is City of Champions. That does not necessarily mean athletics. It means, in my opinion, the people that came before us. The people who were native to Joliet that made worldwide change. I'm not opposed to art. I'm opposed to the way the art has been maintained. The mosaics around the Forest Preserve and around town, they haven't been maintained. I consider myself to be pro-art, but it's a very subjective terminology. One person's art, a banana with tape, is another person's garbage. Okay? But what has bothered me ever since 1978 when the Rialto was saved and Dorothy was my wife's piano teacher, there's one thing to say, we need more art. There's another thing to say, Joliet needs more culture. And if there's one thing I agreed with Barack Obama, is that words mean something. So here beginneth the lesson. Neil Armstrong would not have put a foot on that moon if it wasn't for John Hobalt from Joliet. Larry Parks, 1927, Joliet Township. The L. Jolson story. The art is theater. As long as we're talking, I'm talking about the theater art. Let's cover John Beck, Megan Fay, and Ms. Thigpen is buried at Elmhurst Cemetery. Broke many barriers for an African-American female. Let's talk about Roger Hewlett. He played opposite Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. These people were all raised here. They got character here. They spread the name of Joliet. Let's talk about the military. Athletic director, Ken Parker. Joliet Junior College, Navy man. Day 2, Normandy, D-Day. You want to see what the beach looked like? Look at Saving Private Ryan. Math teacher, Bill Howard, Joliet Township. Piloted a fortress over Nazi Germany. Shot down, 9 months in a German prison. Go over to Laurel Avenue and Dawes. Mr. Perconti. He's portrayed in Band of Brothers. Omaha Beach, Battle of the Bulge. And I had a cousin 25 years older than me, 18 years old, operated this little instrument called the flamethrower at Iwo Jima. Wounded, came back, post-injury, the rest of his life, 27 operations to remove shrapnel. These people all came back to Joliet. They lived here. They didn't live 50 miles away. They came to Joliet. So when we talk about art, sure, not opposed to it. But we got to talk about character. Pat Tezak, 1969 graduate, Joliet West. Commander, Air Force. Administrative officer, Blue Angels, before DEI. She knew what tough was. And when we talk about a standard of living in Joliet, I'm going to throw out some names of people that were tough people, men and women. Aaron Bosich, Letichak, Mudron, Perinar, Gavin. They all came out of the Depression and they fought for labor. And Mr. Mayor, you said you were an iron worker. When you look at the Norman Rockwell picture of the 6 or 7 iron workers sitting on that I-beam, Empire State Building, 300, 400 feet off the ground, having lunch, and Norman Rockwell painted that. Second man from the left, his grandson was in your local. There are a lot of people that contributed to the greatness of Joliet, and I don't want to let them be forgotten. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mayor, can I just add a name to that? Catherine Dunham. That's okay. I was just looking it up. Catherine Dunham was a wonderful dancer, ballet dancer, and quite famous. There's a statue of her over where Union Station is, and she went to the University of Chicago, but she ended up Joliet Central High School and Joliet Junior College. He's a graduate of our schools here, and she went on to become very famous in the African dance, different, I can't think of the name of her dance, but it says, dance from the African diaspora changed lives of cities could dance. And she was part of the performing ballet Creole artist, and in Europe she was very popular. So that name needed to be added to that, sorry.
And I forgot one name. John Darcy III. He and his business partners changed the world. And for you young people, there was a time when there was no internet, no streaming, no cell phones. We had pen and pencil, paper, and if you grew up on the east side of Joliet and went outside to play, they gave you a couple pieces of 2x4 to build something. Okay? that group of businessmen changed the way Friday night and Saturday nights were spent with their families. Okay? Sorry I had to come back up.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to speak on citizens to be heard on agenda items? Please come forward.
Good evening, Mayor Darcy and council members. My name is Joe Matisse. I am the owner of the Old St. Mary of the Carmelite Church, 113 North Ottawa. And I just want to start by thanking the city of Joliet and the council. I'd spent several years looking for a space. When finding the right building in the right municipality was very difficult, but we finally found the right building, the right municipality. And Joliet's been fantastic since we've been here. And I wanted to speak on behalf of the Dome of Unity project. You know, as a lot of the previous speakers spoke, they talked about business owners wanting to come to Joliet and wanting to be here, and the art project being a part of that. Obviously, the art project wasn't started when I had first bought my building, but the City Square project and that beautiful green space, and now this art, giving the community an opportunity to have voice, to be heard, to be able to come together and do something together that the community can be proud of and that can be shared by everyone is very valuable to business owners. I'm looking forward to being down in the downtown area, being part of our community, supporting things that Joliet does, and I really look forward to the Dome of Unity and everything else that's coming with it. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Hello, Mr. Mayor, Council. I hope everyone is enjoying the beautiful weather. So, I didn't have the opportunity to watch the meeting live last night. And a friend sent me a clip of the meeting. And I'm a big person about not taking things out of context. Because when I watched the video, the clip, I was hot. So I sat down and I watched the entire meeting. At first, the discussion about the artwork, I was upset. Why was I upset? Because it took an unprofessional turn. But I thought about it for a little bit. It provoked discussion, right? And that's what we want, provoking discussion. I particularly don't like the Picasso sculpture in front of the Dirksen building, but I appreciate it. Whether some people might call it the wiffle ball, and I'm not singling anyone out. It might become a term of endearment, actually. I see this structure, and I'm just thinking about the thought that was put into it. It was a smart decision. The climate that we have, the snow, it's round. There won't be much maintenance. What it's made out of. I think the Arts Commission put a lot of thought into this. My father, a couple of weeks ago, had said to me, you know, I'm not trying to steal your thunder, Councilman Moreno, but my father had said, wouldn't it be great if there were donations for this? You know, a lot of these logistics companies take a lot from the city. In terms of trucks, it would be something to give back, right? But back to the discussion, right? It provoked discussion about something that I didn't know about. The $711,000 a week in what the taxpayers are responsible for union health care. This isn't personal. This isn't personal. That's $2.4 million a month. A month. And when I was listening to the recording, I heard Mr. Singh say it's projected to be $65 to $70 million by 2030. My property taxes went up a ton this year. How is this going to be paid for? Right? Now I understand the grocery tax. What else don't we know? We need to know how this money is being spent. I want to know who voted for this. This is insanity. Absolute insanity. So, though the art was on the agenda yesterday, to me, the main event was the $711,000 that the taxpayers are on the hook for from a deal made in 2016. This is outrageous. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Seth, father, husband, veteran, 5 years United States Marine Corps. I want to talk about the wiffle ball of unity. I'm a crayon eater, that's what Marines do. The messaging of this is really confusing. So I've heard about it, watched the meeting yesterday, and it is extremely, the messaging is very, very hard to follow. It's called the Dome of Unity, but up to this point, it's really unified us, I would have to say, right? And then they say this is going to give us an identity, right? Well, unity, number one, means oneness. And it's not what I saw, it's not what I've seen. And then the messaging is, well, this is going to give Joliet an identity. Here's the thing about abstract art. It doesn't give identity, right? The abstract art it's like they said, it's what you think it can be, what you can think it can be. Right? In the United States Marine Corps, we have an EGA, Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. That's our emblem. It has meaning. You could look at that, and you could see our history. If I go to D.C., I can go to the Iwo Jima flag-raising memorial, and I can bring my 3 boys, 9, 7, and 3. So you see those guys up there? You see, there's Marines, soldiers, men who died for our freedom. If I take them to the Dome of Unity, and my son pulls on my shirt and says, "Daddy, what's that?" Well, I don't know, son. All right? But the idea of, and here's a suggestion that the speaker who talked about the city of champions, if you don't know your past, you don't know who you are. I go on college campuses, I speak to the youth, I'm a born-again Christian. I do a team boot camp, North Carolina, Virginia in the summers. These kids have no idea who they are, right? So the problem is, the Bible says in Judges 2:10, after that generation died, another generation grew up who did not acknowledge the Lord or remember the mighty things he had done for Israel. Joliet has a rich history, and this is such an opportunity to put in our city square, I would suggest, a Joliet champion. Those who were named, any of those, honestly. I would also suggest the young man who passed away this past year, Staff Sergeant Jose Dunez Jr., who died in a training accident. But he was an incredible soldier. He was a father. He was a husband. And I could bring my boys, bring my boys to downtown Joliet, look at that memorial, look at that statue of that young man, or World War II veteran, Jan, the lady she suggested, and say, boy, see that guy right there? He was a father, he was a husband, and he served his country. The problem with our generation, it's all about me, myself, and I. My sons need examples of people that serve, right? I'm not against, it's just the messaging's weird. If you go through with it, fine. Just don't call it the unity of Dome or Dome of Unity. Because it's just like, you can't just name something unity and like, wow, we got unity now. It doesn't work like that. It does not. So the messaging is really, really confusing. I bet if we did one of these monuments of a soldier, of anybody, honestly, a Joliet champion, I will give. Right? I bet you could crowdfund this for at least half the price, a quarter of the price, what has already been projected. And guess what? That's going to unify people, because if you invest in it, the people invest in it, they take ownership. Right now we're just looking at it like, man, we're just being shoved down our throat again, something that we don't want, and it's just, the messaging really needs, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, I am Vicki Sanchez. I am the Marketing and Events Manager for Joliet City Center Partnership, and I have a statement on behalf of CCP. On behalf of the Joliet City Center Partnership, we would like to express our full support for the Joliet Arts Commission's efforts surrounding the City Square Sculpture project. Public art has the power to transform spaces, inspire dialogue, clearly, and reflect the identity and aspirations of a community. We fully support the timeline and public transparency since its inception in 2023. The Commission, City of Joliet, and City Center Partnership look to the community all throughout the selection phase. This was accomplished through open houses, advertisements in the Herald News, and social media outreach. City Center Partnership played a role in communicating the voting process through our social media channels as well as our newsletters. Our downtown businesses also had counter cards with a QR code linked to the dedicated website. As a result of these joint efforts, 3,000 votes were cast for the 14 proposed sculptures. The Commission then narrowed it down to 6 and then selected the final artist. It was always the goal to have local voices in the conversation. This initiative not only ensures that the final sculpture will resonate with the diverse fabric of our city, but also builds a stronger connection between the public and the creative process. This project is an opportunity to contribute to a vibrant, welcoming downtown. I commend the Commission's vision and dedication, and I encourage continued support and participation from all sectors of the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, my name is Joe Jenkins. I'm sure you people are familiar with me. I am coming here to remind you about Millsdale Road. Guy was killed last week on 53. And the stuff that I keep seeing, it doesn't stop. Seen a guy yesterday and all the stupidity that he was doing out there. And it's just, I wish somebody would do something with that road before somebody gets killed on that road. It's just insane every day when you go there. I don't care what time of the day, nights, Saturdays, Sundays, 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm out walking a dog. These idiots are driving on the road. They don't care. They don't slow down. And they're ruthless. And that's why I keep coming down here to remind everybody about that road. It's just ridiculous. And I was told they were going to close that road. I'm like, why isn't that road closed yet? It's like, it's ridiculous. I just get so sick of this every day when I go down there with my dog and I gotta watch for these idiots. I can't walk across the road because I don't know if the guy that's 3 cars behind is gonna fly around everybody and go through the stop sign like the guy did yesterday. And then when he did that, he continued on and passed people, and then there's cars coming the opposite direction. So that's the only reason why I'm coming down here, because it is so stupid down there. I just don't know why something can't be done with that road. You know, I know somebody sent me a message one day and said they're gonna close that road down. Well, here we are 2-3 months later, and nothing's done with it. And like I say, every time I come here, I worry about somebody's gonna get killed because these people, they don't care.
Can we make sure you get his phone number, Chris? I want to give him a call, and I'll give you an idea of where we're at on that, okay?
Yeah, because like I said, I just, like yesterday, what I seen, and then one day I was down at the other end of the road and this guy comes flying down and this guy stops and he goes, "Did you just see that?" I says, "I see that every day." And he said, "You need to call somebody." I says, "I tell people about this problem all the time." And he couldn't believe what he's seen. I says, "This is a normal, every day, 7 days a week. It does not stop."
If you would give her your number, I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
And just to be clear, this is the time for.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, this is, yeah. If this is for agenda items.
Yes, this is for agenda. All right, this is for agenda item memo 497-25 about this thing, the separation thing from the Laraway Road grade separation roadway improvement project from Brandon Road to Illinois 53. I just talked to Greg before the meeting. He says that's where they're gonna build a bridge over the Union Pacific Railroad track on Railway Road. Now, why ain't CenterPoint paying for this? Because this is all because what CenterPoint created and Union Pacific having that intermodal built there. When that thing was originally made, you know, they put the mediums, concrete mediums on both sides of the railroad crossing, and then put the curbs. Every time it rains, it channels all the water right down into the track, and Union Pacific does not want to keep up with maintaining their railroad crossing. So now you've got a $2.8 million project here that the taxpayers are going to have to pay again for CenterPoint improvements and Union Pacific's improvement here. I don't think taxpayers should have to pay that. I mean, when we come with CenterPoint, all CenterPoint has been costing the cities around here, the taxpayers really. You had $70 million improvement over there at Arsenal and I-55. You had over $34 million for the improvement from Route 6 to I-80 for their Hobart Toll Bridge. And now they got another over $2.8 million now. They're gonna cost taxpayers for another one of these projects that CenterPoint should pay for because they've made the problem. I don't think that's right. And not to mention what all the trucks are doing, tearing the roads up. You know, we can't, you know, when's the road construction ever gonna end? You know the answer? Never, because the trucks keep tearing the roads up just as fast as IDOT can fix them. You know, as soon as they're done fixing, even before they're done fixing it, the potholes are back on the highways, because asphalt just simply does not hold up to the weight of the trucks and the number of the trucks. And this is a big, huge problem that, you know, like past city council members, but also current city council members and surrounding towns are now creating by keeping voting more warehouses in and creating more problems with the trucks. And we just had that big accident on I-80 today. Another one, you know, like, when does this stop? And as far as, you know, the artwork and everything, you know, the cultures and everything, you know, there's another thing that this guy was naming off all the history and everything of Joliet and everything and stuff. Well, where all the warehouse development is over there south of there, Joliet, that Joliet's of course annexed in, there is the Elwood Indian tribe out there. That land, basically from that whole area out to Shanahan area and that was whole Indian tribe land. There's ancient Indian tribe burial stuff there. Now it's all been changed into warehouses. So you buried, you know, another part of history. You know, so you want to care about the history of Joliet, this dome thing. I don't know about this thing. You know, a lot of people can live off that 197,000, which, you know, the increasing number of homeless people keeps on increasing. And the taxes keep on increasing, and with property taxes keep going up, who can afford to live here anymore? You know, everybody's complaining about the taxes going up and all the costs, and this health thing, you know, is another part of that too. You keep raising taxes, people ain't allowed to live anymore. They're getting kicked out of their houses. I mean, look what's happened to me. I'm homeless. You think this is a fun life to have? Try it. I'll be more than happy to change my life for anybody.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to speak on an agenda items? This is for agenda items. Okay, I have one more public comment that came in via email. I need to pull up here. Sorry. Okay. To the council members of the City of Joliet, on behalf of CGA Chen Studio as the selected party for the Joliet City Square Sculpture Project, we would like to submit a public comment in response to the views and opinions expressed during the pre-council meeting on September 15th, 2025. As we clearly stated in our initial and final proposal, the final design of the cutouts will be determined from future community workshops that we will be hosting in Joliet with residents and stakeholders. The cutout designs on the concept renderings are not final, and any criticism of CJ's concept on the basis of the cutout designs is premature and misinformed. As a stated fundamental principle of her public art practice, CJ will be collaborating with community members to create the cutout designs so that the dome is truly and genuinely representative of Joliet. We hope that the council members agree with CJ's artistic approach and recognize the merit of her proposal. Respectfully, Michael Pack, Studio Manager. Okay, seeing none, we will move on. Under appointments, the mayor is recommending Jane McGrath Schmig be appointed to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Next, we have Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a motion to appoint Councilman Moreno to serve as Mayor Pro Tem for the term October 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Are you old enough?
Can't vote on himself.
Aye.
Whoa.
Councilwoman Quillman?
There's a comment there, but I'll keep it. Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, we have council committee reports. We will start with diversity and community relations.
Okay, Diversity and Community Relations met on September 11th, 2025, 4:30 p.m. in council chambers. Present was myself and Councilman Joe Clement. We first had approval of the minutes from May 5th. Those minutes were approved unanimously. There was no one who wanted to give public comment, so we had several items. We had a resolution to adopt the CBDG Consolidated Plan for 2025 through 2029 and the Annual Action Plan of 2025 as approved by HUD. That was actually approved unanimously. Then we approved resolution, can I have Jackie come up here? Jackie Lozano. We had the resolution authorizing CBDG funding for CASA of River Valley, non-for-profit, $25,000. We had a resolution authorizing CBDG funding to Easter Seals, not to exceed $120,000. We had a resolution authorizing CBDG funding and subrecipient agreement to Latino Economic Development non-for-profit, $150,000. We had a resolution authorizing CBDG funding for Northern Illinois Food Bank not-for-profit, $20,000. We had a resolution authorizing CBDG funding to Prairie State Legal Services not-for-profit, not to exceed $40,000. We had a resolution approving and authorizing CBDG funding for the Spanish Community Center not-for-profit, $28,384. We had a resolution authorizing CBDG funding to Stepping Stones, $128,800. We had a resolution authorizing CBDG funding to UCP Center for Disability Services, $45,000. We had a resolution authorizing CBDG funding to Will County Center for Community Concerns, not to exceed $50,000. And lastly, I hope I haven't left anyone off. Please let me know if I do. We have, last but not least, Warehouse Workers for Justice, not-for-profit, in the program year 2025, CBDG funding for $27,772. Jackie, did I leave anyone off?
You did not, no.
Okay, so what we want to say is we worked on this with Councilman Guerrero, who's no longer with us, so with Councilman Moreno, but we, along with Councilman Clement, worked on this like specifically very hard to make sure the community was represented, to make sure that non-for-profits that don't usually get funding at least have the opportunity to get some training and some guidance. And every single thing we asked for, right, Councilman Clement? Jackie provided, and it was over and above beyond amazing. I mean, I know you get paid for what you do, but you can tell you have a passion for this and you love this. You treated our residents with such caring, kindness, patience, because some of them were, you know, having issues with this. And I can tell you that we have, well, I myself, you'll have to let me know, Councilman Clement, have not gotten one single complaint about this CBDG funding. So everything that me, Councilman Clement, Councilman Guerrero, Councilman Moreno asked for, you came through like 1,000%. And we could not be happier with this process. Everything we asked for was fulfilled above and beyond. Do you have anything to add?
You said it all.
Do you have anything to add?
Got it.
And we also want to just thank the former Councilman Guerrero for helping us with this, because without that guidance and really digging our heels in, I don't think everything would have gotten done to the best of our, what we were looking for. That's because we're the community's voice. So thank you so much for everything that you did. We really, really appreciate it. Do you have anything to add?
I don't. I just want to say that there's a lot to be proud of with this program year, and hope to continue to make the process something that the council could be proud of as well. Thank you.
Do you have anything else to add, Joe?
Nope.
Okay.
Good job.
That will end my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is finance.
The Finance Committee met here at 5:30 this evening in the chambers. On the committee is Councilwoman Sherry Reardon, Councilman Hugg could not be with us, and myself, Pat Mudrin. We had a number of very important items on the Finance Committee that are on the agenda tonight to vote on, starting with the property, liability, and workman's compensation renewal. The current coverage expires October 1st. The renewal premiums are an increase of almost 16%, which is a little over $300,000. The prior total of $2,400,000. Factors contributing to the increase are 10% increase in the total building values, liability claim exposures, and increase in wages under the workman's compensation. Also needs to be mentioned, we have a new broker, Alliant, who was able to find a couple new carriers that we haven't had in the past to help keep this price down. We have a budget amendment also for TIF funds to be used. And then we had the group health, dental, vision insurance, which is with Blue Cross. The cost has gone up considerably. Each individual hard cost is going to be $2.91, up from a credit of 50 cents. The Blue Cross is forecasting that the claims will increase at approximately 12% in 2026. This renewal is not about the design. Renewal does not take into consideration totally the design of the new plan. In 2025, the city saved a significant amount of money for the non-union employees, someplace between $250,000 and $500,000. That'll be calculated at the end of the year once we know exactly where this is. This was not done on the backs of any of the employees, just giving everybody an opportunity to make a smarter choice on where you were going. The plan also has moved to have a permanent vision plan, which will help everyone in that case. Revenue-wise, the general fund is reporting a $1.3 million surplus. Gaming, sales, income tax are trending slightly higher. Compared to last year, we're reporting approximately a 15 million in revenues versus a 39 million more in expenses that we have. Overall, we appear to be still on track to match the budget. Sewer and water revenues are trending slightly above budget. Parking overall is trending slightly better than budget, but I think everyone knows the parking meters, for the most part, have been totally removed from the streets. The library quarterly report, the visitors totaled approximately 75,000, of which 34,000 were at the downtown branch. In the last 3 months, there was 111,000 book items checked out. Not to include visitors, were over 20,000 members who attended 600 different programs. Sherry?
Good. Thank you.
That's my report.
Thank you.
Okay. Land use and economic development.
Land Use and Economic Development Committee met in the executive conference room on Wednesday, September 3rd at 9:30 a.m. In attendance was Councilman Mudron and myself. We had a short agenda. We had an approval of the minutes. Then we reviewed 2 land use agenda items, 8905, which was an amendment to the subdivision regulations regarding final plats, and agenda item 8919, vacation of a stormwater easement at 1715 Terry Drive. Then we reviewed, on economic development side, we reviewed an agenda item 890, a resolution authorizing a modification of a lease agreement of Union Station at 50 West Jefferson Street with JBM Golf Properties LLC, which is on tonight's agenda and coming to the council with our committee's full support. Councilman Mudron, did I miss anything?
Nothing.
That'll be my report, Mayor.
Thank you.
And public service.
Okay. The Public Service Committee met yesterday, September 15th, 2025 at 4:30 in the council chambers. In attendance was Councilman Mudron, myself, and Councilman Hugg was unable to attend. Under contracts, we went over several different items. First of all, sidewalk maintenance contract to PT Farrell for $328,787. Professional service agreement for the Farrell Road over Spring Creek project for $110,956. East Side wastewater treatment plant emergency repairs to the influent pump for $37,709 to Xylem Water Solutions. If we would have needed to replace that, it would have cost $150,000. So we're happy that it could be repaired. Replacement parts for the East Side water treatment plant to Evoqua Water Technologies for $439,158 for our five primary tanks. City staff will do the installation. Those are for the parts. Professional service contract for the public utility SCADA for $50,000. This is the system that monitors our critical functions, such as our 3 water treatment plants, our citywide sanitary sewer system, and our citywide water system. Purchase of water meters for $204,700 to restock our larger meters. And professional contract for Phase 1 engineering for the Laraway Road grade separation and road rate improvement project for $2,869,964, which will be reimbursed by the ICC through a reimbursable grant. Under change order and pay estimates, we had 2 change orders and final payments to PT Farrell. First change order for the Emerald Street intersection improvement was a decrease of $356,896 and final payment of $130,927. The other change for the Broadway Center and Western Water Main Improvements Project was a decrease of $1,273,760 and final payment of $923,887. The large decrease was due primarily to lack of rock excavation. That was what was there was not what expected. There was less, and a coordination of IDOT on the paving portion of the project. One other change order for the Bridge Street roadway improvement project for $37,670, and second payment request for $332,632 to PT Farrell. Under ordinances and resolutions, we had 2 requests for temporary road closures,
one for the Light Up the Holiday Parades, and one for the Stone and Steel Spooky 5K. Secondly, we had just housekeeping, which we always talk about, for the approval of the motor fuel tax funding for the Bridge Street project for the $37,670, the construction for the Phase 3 Farrell Road project for approximately $110,000, and the construction engineering for the Phase 3 Farrell project for approximately $65,000. These numbers are the city's portion, which is 20% of the total cost. The remaining 80% will be paid through a federal grant. All these items were unanimously approved and thought to be brought to the full council for our recommendation. Anything that?
Very good, and I'm sure Chairman Hug is proud of your report.
Thank you. This is our report.
Thank you.
I show no other reports. Under consent agenda, approval of minutes. It is recommended the minutes of the combined city council meeting September 2nd, 2025 stand approved as recorded. Invoices to be paid. It is recommended this report be approved. Council memo number 484-25, award of contract for the 2025-2026 City of Joliet sidewalk maintenance contract to PT Farrow Construction Company in the amount of $328,787.76. Council memo number 485-25, award of professional services agreement for the Phase 3 engineering services for the Farrell Road over Spring Creek Bridge Improvement Project, MFT section number 21-00542-00BR to Hutchinson Engineering in the amount of $110,956. Council memo number 486-25, approval of change order number 2 for the Bridge Street, Nicholson Street to Center Street roadway improvement project, MFT section number 24-00562-00FP to PT Farrow Construction Company in the amount of $37,670, and payment request number 2 in the amount of $332,632.21. Council memo number 487-25, approval of change order number 3 for Illinois Route 53 at Emerald Drive intersection improvements, MFT section 18-00516-00CH to PT Farrow Construction Company, a deduction in the amount of $356,896.51, and payout number 7 and final in the amount of $130,927.59. Council memo number 488-25, award of contract for the East Side Wastewater Treatment Plant Influent Pump S2 emergency repairs to Xylem Water Solutions USA Incorporated in the amount of $37,709.75. Council memo number 489-25, award of contract for replacement parts for the primary tanks at the East Side Wastewater Treatment Plant to Evoqua Water Technologies LLC in the amount of $439,158.58. Council memo number 490-25, award of professional services contract for the public utilities SCADA system maintenance to Wunderlich Malik Environmental in the amount of $50,000. Council memo number 491-25, approval of purchase of water meeting equipment from Core and Main LP in the amount of $204,700. Council memo number 492-25, approval of change order number 1 for the East Side Wastewater Treatment Plant MCC Replacement and Alternative Water Supply Project, JOL 0801, SCADA project to MJ Electric LLC in the amount of $108,433.02. Council memo number 493-25, approval of change order number 2 for the Broadway, Center, and Western Water Main Improvements Project on behalf of PT Farrow Construction Company for a deduction in the amount of $1,273,767.69 and pay an estimate number 12 and final in the amount of $923,887.26. It is recommended Council memos 484-25 through 493-25 be approved. Is there a motion to approve all said consent agenda items?
So moved. Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is agenda items. Council memo number 495-25, approval of property liability workers' compensation insurance renewal.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Thank you.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 496-25, approval of group health, dental, vision, and life insurance renewal for active employees.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? This is where I want to make a comment. I know last night I brought up the insurance, the health insurance plan that the city has. There's an old saying, don't shoot the messenger. I didn't know what I was going to find when I became mayor. And as we look at some of these things, a legacy insurance plan from 2016 doesn't really make sense. Maybe times were different then. But I want to go on record right now to say that as we finish each one of these union contracts, each one of our current union leaders have agreed to sit down and work with us on redoing the insurance plan. We took a small portion of people, as we see, and saved $750,000, and that was last year. I think we offered a little different variation in the plan. They're all very cognizant that this is not tenable, and I know that they're willing to, and they really are going to work hard with us to find a better path. I know we've started some conversations, and I think there's a way to save several $1 million as we recalibrate this plan. And I know they're all willing to work with us and want to make sure that the public's aware that these current union leaders know this isn't tenable and that they're willing to work with us to find a better path forward. So I want to make sure that's out there, and we will work diligently to find a better way and to get really good health insurance for our employees, because they deserve that too. But I want to make sure that this isn't status quo. They heard us loud and clear, and they want to make change with us. So I thank them for that, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Hugg.
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro.
Aye.
Councilman Moreno.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 497-25, award of professional services contract for the Phase 1 engineering services for the Laraway Road grade separation and roadway improvement project, Brandon Road to Illinois Route 53, section number 24-00570-00GS, to Crawford Murphy and Tilley Incorporated in the amount of $2,869,964. It is recommended Council Memo Number 497-25 be approved.
So moved.
Second. Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Hugg.
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro.
Aye.
Councilman Moreno.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 498-25, award of contract for the City Square sculpture to CG Chen Studio in an amount not to exceed $197,000. It is
Mayor.
recommend.
Oh, sorry.
It is recommended Council Memo Number 498-25 be approved.
Okay. I had a couple more questions here. I went over the draft of the contract, and I have a couple concerns, and maybe you can answer them for me. Originally, it says, the city shall be responsible for all expenses, labor, and equipment to prepare the site for the timely transportation and installation of the artwork. Is that included in that 197?
Dustin or Jane?
There will be no additional fees associated with the installation of this artwork. So when we talk about the site preparation, that work has been completed partially. The square is not done, but the footings are planned. So that portion has been anticipated. The transportation fabrication of the piece is inclusive of the total cost. The cost shall not exceed $197,000.
But we don't know what the installation of this art piece is going to cost.
If you would like an itemized breakdown, I am more than happy to work with you to provide that level of detail, but the total cost of the installation shall not exceed $197,000.
Okay, I don't want to see any extra expense here. And it also said that the artisan is encouraged but not required to incorporate symbolization within the emblematic of the Joliet history and culture. So if people submit ideas, she's not obligated to do that, according to this contract, if this is the contract that we're voting on.
While I am generally an optimistic person with a large amount of faith in my fellow man, I could, as I sit here, imagine any number of offensive symbols that someone might choose to submit, and I think it would be wise to have a mechanism to reject things that would be offensive to the general public.
Well, I was talking about the history. If somebody wants history and stuff in there, if she has an idea, she may not be open to the folks that want something else. Anyway, also, what is going to be the maintenance and keeping this artwork up, since we have no maintenance put aside for all the other mosaics and artwork that are deteriorating drastically around City Hall, or not City Hall, but around the city?
I think that's a fair question. As we discussed yesterday, you and I both agree that the maintenance of our existing collection, there needs to be work. I mean, there's no getting over that. That's the 100% truth. And as a response to that current condition, the Arts Commission recommends the selection of this installation because of its low cost of maintenance. We have staff that can abate graffiti almost as soon as it's called in. We have the equipment on hand, we have the chemicals necessary, and the materials that this piece of art will be made from can withstand the application of those chemicals.
Okay, because any kind of vinyl, we can't get it off the vinyl. It still leaves an outline.
100% correct.
Okay. And let's see, I had these questions. I'm answering these questions that people wanted me to ask. And will the final proposals come back, or let's see, how do I word this? The 5 finalists that were decided by the Arts Commission, and the people that submitted the $3,000 or 3,000 people that submitted their entries, are they going to be able to be contacted and have a say in this at the end?
I'm not sure if I follow your question.
Well, they were never given the opportunity. At the final 5, we talked about that yesterday. They were not given the opportunity to narrow it down to the 5 to present to the committee. I know I'm not making myself clear. I'm sorry. Okay. It said in the beginning that you were going to. How many were there total? 10? Were there 10 submissions?
There were 50 total submissions when we closed. 50. When we closed the RFP process at the end of May of 2024. Staff worked with the Arts Commission to narrow that down to 14 viable, just like a bid, right? Someone could put a bid response on a pizza napkin. That's not a viable bid. Just like this wouldn't be a viable submission. So of those 50, 14 were real serious.
Okay.
And those 14 were showcased to the public, both online and in person, for the feedback portion of the selection process.
For the final 15 or for all of those that were submitted?
The final 14, yeah. And then that was further winnowed down after the voting to, there was a clear differentiation of preference to the 6 submissions, and the other 8 didn't really receive much favor. So there was a lot of energy around 6, and there was a huge drop off. So those 6 were then invited by the Arts Commission to have a conversation individually, just like a job interview almost, right? We took that pool of 50 initial candidates. We took the 14 that we thought, they could probably do the job, and then 6 finalists. And those 6 finalists had what is essentially, I would call it as a non-artistic, just person, an interview with the Arts Commission. And the result of that is the recommendation of Ms. Chen to the council.
Okay, the reason I asked that is I submitted an email or a submission on what to pick, and I know somebody else here, but we were never notified for the second pick to whittle it down. And that's what my concern is, because constituents said, we put our submission in part of the 3,100 people, and they were never notified back for the final thing to go to the commission to pick out the perfect art piece. And it kind of was skipped and missed.
I appreciate the sentiment to that. I think if we were to go through the timeline, which perhaps we'll have an opportunity to next, or as we did yesterday, there were multiple advertisements of that Arts Commission meeting in both the Herald Ledger, WJOL, and online. So you're right, we didn't send individual emails to the people who did provide feedback. That is a true statement. But I don't know if I would agree that it's entirely accurate that this was done under the cover of darkness, right? Just like any public meeting that occurs within the city of Joliet or any other public entity. And I would say for this particular item, above and beyond, it was advertised and made available for public involvement, like any other public involvement in the city.
And I understand what you're saying. A lot of people don't listen to WJOL, they don't get the newspaper, and they wouldn't be looking for this because they were thinking that they were going to be notified when it was time to pick the final 20 or whatever number you wanted to put out there. And that was my concern. And then when I picked up that picture, which I found back in the spring, it's like, what's going on down there? You guys tell us you want us to be in you want our opinion, and then you go ahead and pick all this stuff without notifying us.
So I can address that. The commission voted on this a year ago, and so the flyer that you had yesterday, they had already chosen Sija Chen on the.
I have it right here. But
Yeah,
this was
on this thing. So the timeline. It was the Arts Commission had already chosen. We've been almost a year from the point that the Arts Commission is chosen. And that's just obviously a rendering. It's going to be different, which I think we've made very clear once the artist is here interacting with the people of Joliet.
People feel that this has been a done deal for a very long time and the residents really didn't get their input.
I'm sorry they feel that way, and that's why we're explaining the process over and over what we went through.
Please don't talk over me. Please don't. I'm representing my constituencies of the questions that they had, and I brought them up last night, and I'm bringing them up today because they said, why should we come down here when it's already a done deal? And that's how they feel. And you can look at my emails. I've got some more emails today. I got phone calls at home. I didn't even go out of the house today because I spent the whole day on the phone and on my computer looking at all the comments and also the emails and the phone calls. I was on the phone most of the day from call after call after call because I'm available and I try to be transparent, and I am transparent, to be honest with you. So I'm bringing up these questions. That's why I wrote everything down. And again, I was just following your guidelines that I got off the internet, what you said you were going to do, and that's how people feel. And if that was a rendering, it didn't say it was a rendering or a concept. So reading everything else today, going over the draft contract, it's subject to change. It's probably going to cost more than $197,000 in the end.
We wouldn't be authorized to spend over $197,000.
What was she going to do it for? I thought that was the contract for her.
That includes everything else with it, as far as like getting
the way I read it.
That's the agreement that we have with the artist. Agreement. That's all we can say. Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with paying for
something until you find out all the details and exactly know what the costs are going to be, and we don't know those costs right now.
We have a pretty good idea.
Ideas aren't cement. Never mind, I'm done.
Mr. Mayor.
Sure, Joe.
Yeah, just, there's not much to say. I made a lot of my comments yesterday. You know, obviously the mayor and I had a spirited discussion. I'm standing here committed to the mayor and this council to continue to work to the best of my ability. I was just hoping that, you know, we could add something more Joliet in the sense of a Steelman statue or the U.S. Steel limestone, something along those lines. I mean, no disrespect, I did not. Again, we had a spirited discussion. I think that's good. We you know, he's an Irishman, I'm a Bohemian, you know, and we kind of went at it a little bit. But again, I'm still committed to this city and to the mayor and this council to work together the best way that we can. You know, I won't be supporting this, but that's where I stand, and I hope you guys understand. So.
Thank you.
Mayor?
Yeah.
I've been quoted, and I stand by my quote, that infrastructure investments like roads, public safety, and water will always remain top priorities. But cultural investment like this do not compete with those priorities. They complement them. I know nothing about art, but I do believe in the process. There's a lot of people that put a lot of time in that are much more talented than I am understanding art. With that, I endorse the project completely.
Yeah.
I'd also like to comment in support of this project. I think, you know, when I ran for city council, I didn't want to run, and I didn't plan to run, right? But I'm very passionate about economic development. You know, I invested in the old Steelworkers Union Hall in downtown Joliet. We transformed that into a shared office space that a lot of people coming from all over the world. I see people from Spain, you know, New Amsterdam, from Italy. We had a large group of about 20, 25 people from Italy that came in a couple weeks ago that are traveling the Route 66. And so many people that come to Joliet, and we have so much to offer. And I like all the ideas, and the gentleman that mentioned all the, which I was not aware of, all these local heroes and people that are in Joliet, that why stop here with just this Unity Dome? Like, this Unity Dome is step one. Let's continue to add more art. Let's figure out in our budget, how do we add to our budget? When I bought the Steelworkers Union Hall, the Friends of Community Art owned that. And back then, I believe the city of Joliet, I don't know how the grants were working, but they got like 250 grand a year in funding to maintain and put these murals and run those. Why can't we all vote to have that put back into our budget so that we can maintain and add more murals? It seems like everyone here is in agreement that we all can say the banana with tape is good, and some say it's garbage. We can say that the cloud gate, you know, Jan, I think you might be, you know, you're gonna give us the wiffle dome, you know, because that's how the bean came, right? Because it's conversation. It was the cloud that was supposed to be done, and it became the bean. Well, guess what? We may have just branded ourselves the wiffle dome. I don't know, and that might be great because that's art, right? At the end of the day, that's art. But I'm excited for this dome, even though some people, again, everyone has their ideas or their visions of how it is. But let's not stop here. Let's vote on more art. Let's vote on a budget to maintain our art. Let's grow it. I mean, let's just continue to vote on more of this stuff because it does help us in economic development. It brings people to town. People are already coming here, and we just got to continue to give them more and give our citizens and our residents more to be proud of here in Joliet. Those are my comments. Thank you.
Mayor. I think, Councilman Clement, you may be very happy if you're not aware of this already, but there is a Steelman that was just a new installation down on Broadway, and it's beautiful. And if we can put things like that around our whole town where people are going from one area to the next just to see these beautiful things that our local artists are creating, I think that's fantastic. So you have a Steelman.
One more comment, Mayor. I'm not against public art, okay? But right now, this is not a good time to be putting out this kind of money, and when we have the insurance issue that we're trying to deal with. We have people trying to make it at home, and we have sidewalks and roads and bridges that need to be fixed. I know the bridges are IDOT, but we're in a mess right now, and no one can go anywhere. It's just a mess. And people want their sidewalks done. I can tell you one person that's been waiting for over 10 years. It was black patched, and it's still uneven. And I don't know why we don't have more lawsuits from people tripping on these broken sidewalks. We need to fix our infrastructure before we go into the art, okay? And then we can go with the arts. But my whole process was people were upset about this art structure, AKA the wiffle ball, because they were not, not notified as when they were part of the original thing. And then when the brochure came out, it was a concept, but it didn't say it was a concept. It said it came out by the communications of the city of Joliet. And there was just a lot of different things that didn't come together. Now, I know that they put a lot of work into this, and I'm not going to fault them for that. It was hard work, volunteers. But some of the people that came up here that were in charge of it, they don't even live in Joliet. Okay, and that's what we want to hear more from Jolietans. Not that they're bad comments, but you know, they're not paying our taxes and so on and so forth. But anyway, my concern again is maintenance. Maintenance is high, and like I said last night, we have murals that we've lost. We have mosaic pieces that are lost because there was never a maintenance fund put in place and never in the budget, and now they're just deteriorating, and all the murals that were under the viaducts are gone and can't be replaced. So that's why we need to have that extra fund. But when you've got all this other stuff coming up, we need to take care of the infrastructure before we start getting into the art thing. And I get it, but I wish it more. It was coming from, the first art that we're gonna do should have came from a local artist, and I would like to have seen something more that represents our cultures, our diversity, and the city of stone and steel, and you know, all the cultures that have been here over the years. And for me, that's what should have been represented right there in the city square instead of the wiffle ball. And that's how I feel, and I'm still concerned about it. But you're telling me it's not going to go over 197, so I'll be watching. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Mayor?
My turn.
Mayor, real quick.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it short. That way, I'm sure everybody's tired, right? No, it's not that I don't support art. I think art is either, whether you think it's beautiful or it's not, it's gonna be beautiful to somebody. Do we need something there? Yeah. You know, it's for aesthetics. Whether, you know, just to walk by, will it bring people in? Maybe not. But if people are down there, hey, let me take a picture next to it. You know, it can help. People may like it. People may not. But I'd like to support it. But at the same time, I really wish it had that Joliet flavor where it had more of a collaboration between our well-educated youth from JJC, St. Francis, or even our some members of our local union shop apprenticeships, in collaboration between each other. They could have worked together to maybe whip something up. I think Joliet's very prideful in what they do, and that would have gave it a sense of pride for everybody that's there, that passes by there, that drives by there, or takes a photo next to it. So those are my comments. Thank you.
Well, I was going to bid on the Green Giant. I'm glad Wilmington got it. That would have been a hot potato out there in the middle of that city. So, holy smokes.
Mayor?
With all this.
Oh, I think
Larry's trying to,
Oh, Larry
Larry's trying
wants,
to
I'm
say
sorry, Larry.
something.
Don't apologize. I'm up above you, floating. I'll make
You're
it.
calling down from the heavens.
There you go.
You're not there yet.
You know, I'm not taking any time to debate people. There's some people that are very emotional about art. There's people that are art lovers. There's people that are art enthusiasts. There's people that are come saw about art. And then there's, believe it or not, I'm sure, art haters. I don't think any of us fall in that category for sure. Now, a lot of people keep falling back on the vaunted Route 66, and that's great. But it sounds like an emotional argument, if you will, because one thing we've never gotten over the years was some actually crunched numbers through our main destination, which would be the museum. You know, we talk about 25 battalions a week ago. I mean, you know, there's still people that say, you know, Paul McCartney came through with his wife or his girlfriend. Yeah, that was 30 years ago. Nobody has real numbers. I remember when I asked for real numbers when people were doing the same thing early on about the prison, and what we discovered is the numbers weren't quite what people thought they were emotionally. I remember that we found out that nearly 30% of the people that came to the first concert we had there, outdoor concert, they included the workers and the volunteers and people comped in. And that makes a difference. If you say you had 3,000 but you only had 1,900 or 2,100, I'd like to crunch those numbers. I'm a numbers guy that way. So with that said, that's something I think that we should look into is what are the actual numbers as it pertains to the destination of Joliet, primarily the museum, for Route 66, say over the last 5 years, see what the change has been from year to year. I would hope that the museum would have those types of records handy and that they could provide that. With that said, of the 3,000 people, we're a city of 151,000. What was in place to make sure that the 3,000 people that voted online and such were actual Joliet residents? Was there anything in place to screen that?
There was not a geofence on the voting, and I think that is a fair question. Of the over 3,000 responses, I think we could reasonably believe that the majority of those people were acutely interested in what would happen on Chicago Street in Joliet, Illinois, USA. But you are correct. There might be some wayward Lockportian or Manukian or someone else from somewhere that did get a whiff of this and did vote for it. That is a possibility, and it certainly may have happened.
Thank you. And wouldn't it then be a possibility that certain original entries may have had fans of theirs that are so excited about their work that they wanted to see them, get chosen, So I don't know that number can be depended on. And even if it was all 3,000 Joliet residents only, that's 2% of the population. If we cut that in half, now we're down to 1%, depending on how many actually live in Joliet. I will say that probably the wisest thing, there's been a lot of good things said on both sides of this issue. The wisest thing said was Councilman Moreno. I believe this belongs in the private sector. I would love to see us delay voting on accepting a contract and binding ourselves and see. I've done some limited research and have found that many, if not the majority of cities that have public art do it through a public-private partnership where they accept donations and not tax dollars to fund it. That I could support through private dollars and private donations, because more often than not, people really vote when it comes with their money versus voting, online in the situation. If nobody wants to donate the money, no residents want to donate any money towards it, then I guess we would have our answer. So that's all I have to say, and that's why I won't support it at this time. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Well, I think there's been a lot said. I think, the old saying is if you want to rile everybody up, talk about politics and religion, but now art does too, I guess. I really want to thank the Art Commission for all the effort they put into this. I know it was a lot of work, and I know that you don't get paid to do it, you do it for your passion. I probably couldn't make two stickmen to look the same after I tried to draw them. So I'm not an artist, I'm a business person, trying to find out what else I'm good at. I want to thank our staff who spent hours and hours and have structured this along with the Art Commission to bring it to this finality. And I think it's a wonderful project. We heard a lot of good comments about it tonight, and so I think now it's time to make the motion, take the vote, unless anybody else has any more comments. Thank you.
It is recommended Council Memo number 498-25 be approved.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
No.
Councilman Hugg?
No.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
No.
Councilman Mudrin?
Yes.
Councilwoman Quillman?
I cannot support this at this time. No.
Councilwoman Burden?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you all.
Licenses and permit applications. Council Memo Number 500-25, resolution to approve Class O full outdoor liquor license permit at 1401 Gateway Boulevard, Suite 110, Joliet Boulevard, LLC. Is there a motion to approve the resolution issuance of said liquor permit?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been
I have a
motioned.
question, Mayor.
Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I may have missed it last night. So, what's the actual business this is for? Is there a name of the place?
Hollywood Casino. It's an outdoor patio
Okay,
they have.
okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Under ordinances, Council Memo Number 502-25, ordinance authorizing an amendment to the annual budget of the City of Joliet for the 2025 fiscal year. It is recommended that ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions before we take the vote?
Mayor, I have a question.
Sure.
I just want to clarify, just so people know, this isn't coming out of the general fund. This is coming out of the TIF funds. Am I correct? Am I reading this correctly?
You are correct.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 503-25, ordinance approving a variation of use to allow the continuation of a 2-unit residence in R3, 1 and 2 family residential use in the R2 single family residential zoning district. It is recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions?
Yeah, I have a question. This is Caesar's district. You're fine with this? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 504-25, ordinance approving amendments to the subdivision regulations regarding final plats. It is recommended that ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Under resolutions, Council Memo Number 506-25, resolution authorizing the sale of a police dog to the family of K-9 Officer Daniel Willis.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
I'm glad that the dog is going to the family.
Yeah.
They can't lose both.
No. Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 507-25, resolution authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with Joliet Junior College for a Public Safety Institute feasibility study. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Question, Mayor?
Sure.
Clarification. Is this basically along the lines of what was started several years ago? We haven't done it yet. The partnership we discussed with JUCO, or Joliet Junior College, so that ultimately when we do build a facility that's both police and fire, the city of Joliet and Joliet Junior College will be working together, and actually students from Joliet Junior College, as well as our police and fire personnel and police and fire personnel from other places could come and train. Is this the same concept?
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, we look at that as a regional opportunity. So it's not just Joliet-centric. It will be more regionally based, and we're in the center of a great area, so that's why we're looking at with the Joliet Junior College family.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Verdon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro.
Aye.
Councilman Moreno.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 508-25, resolution authorizing a modification of a lease agreement of Union Station at 50 West Jefferson Street with JBM Golf Properties LLC. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro.
Aye.
Councilman Moreno.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 509-25, resolution to adopt the CDBG Consolidated Plan 2025 through 2029 and Annual Action Plan 2025 as approved by HUD. It is recommended that a resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro.
Aye.
Councilman Moreno.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 510-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Casa River Valley NFP as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $25,000. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro.
Aye.
Councilman Moreno.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 511-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Easter Seals NFP as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $120,000. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second. Oh.
Sorry.
Any comments or questions?
I have a comment. They're literally the go-to for any new business in the city, and I really appreciate that because I get a lot of calls about how to start a business, what paperwork they need to file, who they need to talk to. So I really appreciate just sending them to Latino Economic Development Association because they really know what they're doing and they really know what they're talking about. So I just wanted to put that on record. I thank them for all the hard work they do because I send them a ton of clients. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro.
Aye.
Councilman Moreno.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 512-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Latino Economic Development Association, NFP, as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $150,000. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Navarro.
Aye.
Councilman Moreno.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Mayor Darcy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 513-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Northern Illinois Food Bank, NFP, as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $20,000. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved. Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 514-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Prairie State Legal Services, NFP, as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $40,000. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 515-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Spanish Community Center, NFP, as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $28,384. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 516-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Stepping Stones, NFP, as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $128,800. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 517-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with UCP Center for Disability Services, NFP, as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $45,000. It is recommended that resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 518-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Will County Center for Community Concerns, NFP, as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $50,000. It is recommended that a resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 519-25, resolution authorizing CDBG funding and subrecipient agreement with Warehouse Workers for Justice, NFP, as a program year 2025 CDBG activity in an amount not to exceed $27,772. It is recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hug?
Sorry about that. Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo Number 520-25, Resolution requesting the closure of a portion of State Route Illinois 53 northbound Scott Street, Illinois 30 Jefferson Street, and Illinois 53 southbound Ottawa Street for Light Up the Holidays parade and activities. It is recommended that resolution be adopted.
So moved. Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council memo number 521-25, resolution requesting the closure of a portion of State Route Illinois 53 Scott Street for the Stone and Steel Spooky 5K. It is recommended that a resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions or any registrations up there tonight? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council memo number 522-25, resolution appropriating supplemental motor fuel tax funds for the Bridge Street, Nicholson Street to Center Street roadway improvement project, MFT section number 24-00562-00FP. It is recommended that resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council memo number 523-25, resolution approving an agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation for Phase 3 construction and construction engineering for the Farrell Road over Spring Creek Bridge Improvement Project, MFT section number 21-00542-00BR. It is recommended that resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council memo number 524-25, resolution appropriating motor fuel tax funds for Phase 3 construction for the Farrell Road over Spring Creek Bridge Improvement Project, MFT section number 21-00542-00BR. It is recommended that a resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council memo number 525-25, resolution appropriating motor fuel tax funds for Phase 3 construction engineering for the Farrell Road over Spring Creek Bridge Improvement Project, MFT section number 21-00542-00BR. It is recommended that resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council memo number 526-25, resolution authorizing certain employees for the city of Joliet to sign checks, vouchers, and warrants for the disbursement of city funds. It is recommended that a resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council memo number 527-25, resolution approving and authorizing the execution of the collective bargaining agreement between the City of Joliet and the Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council. It is recommended that a resolution be adopted.
Motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Besides last one?
Yeah. Yes, Mayor?
Sure.
Mayor? Just real quick, I want to thank the council for indulging me. As soon as we vote on this last item, I'm going to sign off. I didn't want to just disappear. I think I'm going to go lay down. I wanted to make sure I made it through all the voting portions, so as soon as I vote on this, I'll be signing off. So thank you for indulging me. Thank you to my colleagues for letting me do it remotely. And I don't usually look like this. I don't come here with my Don Johnson on, you know, the beard, but I can't. My surgeon said I can't shave until Friday, so I want people to know I've got the little scrubby beard because I have to keep it until Friday.
Oh, grow the beard.
Thank you,
Looks
Mayor,
good.
for letting me.
Looks good, Larry. The girls are liking it.
Hey, you're gonna look
And
like.
guess what?
So you're
You all
gonna look
showing
like
your
me,
age
Larry.
because you know who Don Johnson is.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Miami Vice, okay?
Thanks, Larry.
Be well. Take care.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
Aye.
Councilman Moreno?
Aye.
Councilman Mudron?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is the city manager's report.
Okay, I'll make it quick. Downtown construction. Last week, planter curbs along the west side of Chicago Street were installed, and thanks to the weather, trees have been placed in those planter boxes. Work that will be conducted this week includes installation of electrical conduit and lighting foundation, finishing concrete walkways and concrete base for the brick pavers. Planter boxes along Van Buren, west of Chicago Street, will be excavated. Other plantings within the planter boxes along Chicago Street will be delivered and installed. Temporary lane closures can be expected while this work continues. On Thursday, September 4th, Councilman Cardenas and Councilwoman Reardon and I attended the Story of Art in America reception at the Jacob Henry Mansion. Joliet is being featured in a docuseries about Route 66, and all of us had the opportunity to meet 5 of the 6 local artists that will be in the program. I want to thank our Economic Development Department and Heritage Corridor Destinations for their work on this amazing project. Mexican Independence Day parade over the weekend. I hope many of you got to go because it was so much fun. It was great to see such an amazing turnout, and I want to thank everyone, our police officers, Public Works Department, everyone really who volunteered to make this such a success. This was an effort of not only council members and city departments, but of our community partners as well. So thank you, Amy, and others that were there doing that. It was really a happy day that we could celebrate, and I think everyone had a great time. So looking forward to next year as well. This morning I represented the city in welcoming guests to the State of Illinois Community Risk Reduction Conference being held at the Renaissance Center. This event is an important gathering of professionals who are dedicated to keeping our communities safer, stronger, and better prepared. It was a wonderful opportunity for our fire department to shine. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
Next, we have public comment. Is there anyone who would like to address the council this evening?
Good evening, council members and mayor. My name is Diane Matter, and I reside in Joliet. Tonight, I would like to speak on how a 13-foot concrete fence would greatly benefit the residents living by Love's Truck Stop, and how a cul-de-sac would benefit the city greatly by implementing it. It will only enhance safety, security, and overall quality of life. A 13-foot concrete fence will benefit all involved in this development. Enhance safety. It would make our neighborhood safer by deterring potential criminal activity and reducing the risk of theft. Trucker safety. The fence would also make truckers feel safer with their loads, reducing the likelihood of cargo theft. Containment. The fence would help contain questionable activity within the Love's premises, preventing them from spilling over into our neighborhood. Easy maintenance. The concrete walls can be easily cleaned by washing, reducing the accumulation of dirt and smells. Noise reduction. The fence would help contain noise pollution within the Love's premises, minimizing the impact of our neighborhood. Curb appeal. It will be aesthetically more pleasing to customers and the neighbors. Fire safety. It will help contain fires. There were just 2 fires at Love's and Morris. One involved an RV, which killed 2 people, and the other one was a lithium bad fire, which is far more dangerous. Lost travelers. It will help alleviate trucks and cars from getting lost in our neighborhood. Waste pollution. A fence will help contain bottles of liquid and trash from being spread around our neighborhood. Go look around truck stops and you can see for yourself that trash accumulation is a real problem. Cul-de-sacs. Let's talk about them a little bit. If a cul-de-sac was implemented, it would make our neighborhood be a neighborhood instead of a shortcut for commuters to get from I-80 from the warehouses. Improve traffic flow. It would help alleviate traffic congestion at the Briggs Street light off New Lenox Road, improving overall traffic flow. Resident commercial distinction. It would clearly distinguish between residential and commercial areas, reducing conflicts. Neighborhood safety. By restricting truck traffic, the cul-de-sac would make our neighborhood safer and reduce the risk of accidents. Peace of mind. Residents would have greater peace of mind knowing that our neighborhood is protected from excessive traffic. Safer for children. The cul-de-sac would make it safer for children to get on and off school buses. Neighborhood unity. It would help maintain the unity and character of our neighborhood. Prevention of truck parking. The cul-de-sac would prevent truckers from parking and sleeping on Oakview Avenue. This is a real important one, road maintenance. It will help alleviate the wear and tear on New Lenox Road, which is a 12-ton load limit road, which equals 24,000 pounds. Semis weigh between 35,000 and 80,000 pounds. This will alleviate truck traffic from tearing up our roads, and it will save taxpayers money from costly road repairs. If overweight trucks use a 12-ton load limit, they need a permit in order to utilize this road. How is the county and city going to patrol the trucks from using this road? Signs do not work. My recommendations is to implement a 13-foot concrete fence all around the Love's truck stop development to have safety and security. Designate a cul-de-sac at Oakview Avenue and New Lenox Road to restrict truck traffic and improve neighborhood safety and keep our roads from getting tore up. With putting up a 13-foot concrete fence and installing a cul-de-sac, this will give Joliet appeal and safety so we desperately need. So I urge you to find a way to make this happen. This would prioritize resident safety, security, and quality of life, ultimately benefit the entire community. We've had productive discussions with Mayor Darcy about the Love's truck stop development and its potential impact on our community. Specifically, we've talked about implementing a 13-foot concrete fence to enhance safety and security, as well as designating a cul-de-sac on Oakview Avenue and New Lenox Road to restrict truck traffic and improve neighborhood safety. The mayor is actively exploring the solutions, and we're excited about the potential benefits that could bring to our residents' quality of life. Now we need everyone's cooperation and support to make this a reality. By working together, we can ensure that Joliet remains a safe and desirable place to live. I would like to thank everyone for collaborating with the mayor to make this vision a success and prioritize the well-being of our community. Thank you for your time, and I hope this all makes sense to you. Please make your residents' safety a priority. Plan for the future. I do really appreciate all the efforts that have been done already. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I know you're tired, so I'm going to make it real quick. My name is Trista Brown. I'm from Speak Up. And first of all, I want to tell you, it's hard sometimes coming up here, and people I appreciate that, because showing yourself to be bold, courageous, and coming up with crutches is hard to face you guys. So in light of, I lost my sister yesterday, and so many things have happened, but I just always feel that it's so important to continue work and to be strong and to, to stand up. So I know it's hard for you guys every day when you come up here to stand up for your constituents. But I wanted to say, I was listening to Clemens and Joe, and he said, all life have values. He said, no one should be silent because of their belief. That's what he said recently. And the respect when people come up here, we all have different opinions, but it's good that you take time to listen. And I know I brought this to you a lot of times before about the Attorney General's report. I still think it's very important that we stay to the course. We're moving forward, but we can't forget about those people in which it affected. I myself get a lot of calls still related to that to that report in 2024. It's going on 4 years, you guys. So we're just asking, at the end of the day, I reached out to the chief many times. I think it's so easy to open up a door and have a dialogue. But when no one don't want to open up that dialogue, then the community feels that we're just, we're saying things and nobody's listening. And so Speak Up decided to have a town meeting on October 13th. We have invited the Attorney General's office to come. We also invited the State's Attorney's office. We invited the chief who declined, and we invited the mayor. The city and the community is only saying, what are we doing going forward? They're not there to complain. We know that we have weaned out so many different things, and I can see so much differences. I've seen different things with the police department, how they have been just more concerned about others. So we are moving forward. But we can't forget about the things that happened in the past. What about those victims that was affected by that? Have we forgotten about them? What they want to know is, can we be made whole? And so I said, do not forget about that report. That report is very important, and the mayor, he's about moving forward. But how can we move forward for something that we have never solved first, to make sure that going forward, make sure that we have transparency, make sure that we trust each other. So I'm asking again, put that back on the table. October 13th, we have reached out to the community, and we ask that anyone could come and invite yourselves. Come and let that public be able to trust. That's all we need, and we're doing that. So again, I thank you again for having me, and I still need to let you know, a young man who is from Joliet, well, his family is related to Joliet, was lynched at Cleveland, Mississippi. I don't know if you're aware of that. I know you're aware of Charles Clark, but you need to be aware of this young 21-year-old black man. 2 days ago, he's also have family here in Joliet. So I want you to know, be in prayer for each other, because we all are going through some things. We're going through so many things that we didn't even think in 2025 this will be happening. But he was found in a tree with broken limbs and broken arms. That's just happened a day ago. So, and he have ties to Joliet. So what I say again, when you go home today, pray for each other. Pray for the betterment and better quality of men, but pray that God leads you so that we have love and we care for one another. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Doug Casper with the Nonviolent City Project here in Joliet. And I just would like to mention that September 21st is proclaimed Peace Day by the United Nations. United Nations first proclaimed that September 21st as Peace Day in 1981. I think I make that out to be 44 years ago. And I find that so few people understand September 21st as being a peace day and celebrate it. I think with that said, I'd like to kind of pass it off for a few comments from the gal that pushes me to keep on going.
That's not true. We push each other. We catch courage from each other. Anyway, I like the idea of the dome, the Unity Dome, and Doug does not. So, you see, people can love each other and not agree. Well, it is the issue, kind of. Unity is the issue. Peace, unity, same difference. Anyway, the theme for September 21st is Act Now for a Peaceful World. And we thought we were going to maybe have the proclamation that Mayor Darcy signed last September at this time reaffirmed, but I think we might be doing that next meeting, October 7th. We'll try for October 7th. Okay. And anyway, this is just a little brief summary of what the theme for this year is for the UN International Day of Peace. In a time of turbulence, tumult, and uncertainty, it is critical for everyone to take concrete action to mobilize for peace. From peacekeepers on the front lines of conflict, to community members, to students in classrooms around the world. Everyone has a role to play. We must speak up against violence, hate, discrimination, and inequality, practice respect, and embrace diversity of our world. There's more, but maybe we'll do it at the next meeting.
Thank you.
We just wanted everybody to be reminded And oh, we have this peace pole. It's free if you want to put that in your city square. You know, it won't cost you anything. And Doug puts them up, and it's a beautiful piece of art.
I will for it.
Well, it's getting late. Jim Rolfe is my name, Mayor, City Council. Those of you who are still here. The little card that was placed on the chairs tonight as you came in, they've been great for fans, but please use them as a reminder to join us tomorrow night for your input at our community workshop as we try to look at many routes and one vision. We're talking about the comprehensive plan that the city has started. Someone told me I was crazy to entertain the thought of being chairman of the advisory committee. There are times I agree with them. But all the different things you heard tonight, all of them contribute to who we are as a city. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever the case may be and how you view it. We are one city. We have to have one vision. We are going to have a future together. We have a choice of how smooth or how bumpy that route will be. We need all of you. If you haven't taken the survey and you can't come tomorrow night, please take the survey. Those of you at home, you might get this after the workshop is over, and that's fine. But please take the survey. Please know that tomorrow is not the only community workshop there will be. There will be others. We need your input. We've heard many perspectives tonight. All of those perspectives can contribute to the plan that is developed, working with Jane Bernhardt and the planning team here at the city and the community advisory group that we have working with her. We need your help. We want your help. We want your input. All of it is important. And if you don't take the time, please don't call me and complain about what happens, because you have the opportunity to provide the input now. This isn't wait till next year. This is about now. We're trying to look forward. We're trying to create a path for the future. And we want it to be a solid and upward trajectory for everyone in our city. Let me restate that. Everyone in our city needs to participate in what will come in the future for what is really a great city. Yes, we have our flaws. We didn't have them, we'd be concerned that something is really bad because it's almost perfect. We don't want perfect, we'll accept good. And so I would encourage all of you, please complete the survey, attend the workshops, and join all of us as we look at those many routes to create one vision for our city. Thank you. And that's the first time I've ever ended before 4 minutes was up. Thank you.
I have a quick question, Mayor. How many workshops are you going to have, Jim?
We're starting with this one, and we'll talk about that tomorrow night, about how many more we're going to have and what the timing will be around those. Because until we get a sense of all of this, we don't necessarily have them all planned out yet, but there will be more.
And I know you said more about, like, are you going to be 5, 10, or 4? I'm not saying when are they going to be. I'm just saying how many are you planning?
Let's say
Jim, I can answer that.
Please do.
Okay. We have 3 workshops planned for this project. The first one's occurring tomorrow night. The next one is tentatively slated for January or February of 2026. And then the third workshop will be the final workshop, and that'll be likely in late 26. So that was part of the contract with the consultant firm, is to do 3 major big public workshops.
So we hope to have lots and lots of people show up at those and provide input, because we need it and we want it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jane.
Thank you.
Well, in regards to what Jim was just saying about this about the comprehensive plan thing, you know, everybody needs to input, everybody needs to give their opinion, you know, we all don't agree in some, but, you know, if you don't give your sayings, then, you know, I guess you got nobody to blame. But I've been more than active all my years coming here to city council meetings and discussing what needs to be changed and that and stuff. And Terry Darcy, thank God you are trying to do that. You're trying to get something changed. You're trying to get something done to satisfy, to help us residents who've been suffering, who have to deal with the trucks every day and everything, you know. But, you know, when I talk to some people, you know, I just get the old backlash to too bad, too bad, too bad, you know, from a senator to, you know, even some city officials here. But, you know, we need to get this thing changed, you know, we need to get some roads, we need to get the trucks taken off some roads to where, I don't care what agreement that was done years ago with Centerpoint, you know, it just ain't right to send trucks down residential streets. It's too dangerous. And that. And thinking of, you know, we just gotta think of, you know, better ways to get the trucks to go a safer way. You know, we know how the things have changed with Centerpoint when they first came to Joliet, how they said the trucks were gonna go out to Arsenal Road and out to I-55 to get to I-80. Well, we know they didn't do that. We all know they didn't do that. But it's just created the problems. Their toll bridge, their Hobolt toll bridge, I think just created a little bit more problems here because they opened the floodgates up for the trucks to go down a residential road. Me and my old road that I used to live on, my neighbors still live out there on. I sit out there, I watch these trucks at night, and they just flying up and down the road. And then there's no police out there because we don't have enough police to go out there and sit out there 24/7. But all the accidents that keep piling up are a result of it all. But in closing, I mean, I want to think of last week when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I wish this thing has to be an eye-opener for everybody across the nation, across the world, that the violence keeps going on and we got to find a way to get the violence to stop. You know, because who wins? Nobody wins when there's violence. When people die, nobody wins. And Joe, when I heard your words of what you said, your words mocking that every human life has value, I hope and pray everybody would just go by your words and value everybody's life. Because we all got different stories of our lives, of what's happened to our lives. And Joe, I hope everybody mocks your words and values people's lives. Everybody's life's got value. We all have opinion, and we just need to stop the violence. It's just getting too outrageous with the violence everywhere. You know, so I just pray that we could get the violence to end, and I hope that in remembrance of Charlie Kirk, that everybody could just think and just stop ending the violence, because nobody wins. And Larry, even though you signed off Larry Hugg, you were very gracious at coming on, and I hope you recover. Hope you get well from your surgery. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's good to be back here, although I've never really gone too far. Been right across the street here, and I've had the opportunity to collaborate with the city. It had been my hope in assuming this new role that this would be the beginning of a chapter, that'd be a mutually beneficial and supportive relationship between the city of Joliet and Joliet Township. Since then, I've had the chance to speak with the Chief of Police and the Public Safety Committee on collaborating with our violence prevention efforts. I've had the opportunity to collaborate in planning the parade this last weekend. A number of different instances. I've spoken with the mayor about cul-de-sacs and roadway improvements. But I come before the full council now to extend an opportunity for collaboration, unfortunately born out of a moment of duress. Some of you may be familiar already with an event that happened yesterday morning right outside the building here at Joliet City Hall, in which a vehicle was stopped, had its driver's side window smashed, and the driver detained by federal agents. Given the proximity to both City Hall and the Joliet Township office, I felt it important to issue an official public statement coming from the Joliet Township office, of which I'll read an abridged version for you now. Recent activity by federal immigration agents near Joliet City Hall has caused concern for many residents. We recognize that this may bring uncertainty for members of our community. As a representative body, Joliet Township government is committed to fostering a culture of fairness and dignity and a better quality of life for all our residents, regardless of immigration status. Therefore, Joliet Township government upholds and defends the rights of all our residents by protecting the privacy and safety of everyone in our buildings. Every resident, regardless of immigration status, has individual rights that are protected under the Constitution. Among these are the Fourth Amendment, which protects all people from unreasonable search and seizure, and the Fifth Amendment, which affords to all people the right to remain silent. We commend the resilience of our neighbors as they support one another and remain informed about their rights. As a unit of local government, we understand the legal precedent established under the Illinois Trust Act, through which state and local law enforcement are prohibited from enforcing federal immigration laws. Joliet Township government stands ready to support policy and proposals at the state and federal level that allow our residents to live and work without fear. We call upon our neighboring municipalities and government partners to likewise uphold the same commitment within their jurisdictions to protecting their constituents' rights to the fullest extent of their office. I'm asking you now in this moment to join me in in taking a moment to at least recognize the incidents that occurred yesterday morning and to reaffirm a commitment to our mutual constituency to uphold their safety, their privacy, and the rights that are afforded to them by the U.S. Constitution. I want to make it abundantly clear that I am not asking you to act in any violation of any law, federal, state, or municipal. I am not asking you to ignore any executive orders from the federal government. I am not asking you to declare the city of Joliet a sanctuary city, and I am not asking you to in any way harbor dangerous criminals. What I am asking you is to simply join me in recognizing the stress that has been caused to our community by yesterday's events, and to uphold that same commitment to Illinois state law that has already been in effect. With the remainder of my time, I'd like to speak to you not as a government official, but as a resident. And though I speak as an individual, I speak not only for myself. I speak for the supporters in the audience who have patiently waited for over 2.5 hours for public comments. I speak for those who are unable to participate and attend to tonight's meeting. I speak on behalf of my father, who recently became a naturalized U.S. citizen after 2 attempts, 1 appeal, 20 years of waiting, and for my mother, who has been a U.S. citizen for over 30 years, and last night had to recount through tears the many stories of her generation of people who have suffered unnecessarily, who have lived in fear and have persisted and have become pillars of our community and integral to the fabric of what our community means. And so I'm asking you all to join me once again in acknowledging yesterday's events and just issuing a public statement that reaffirms your commitment to the safety and privacy of all of our residents. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the council this evening?
So I ain't gonna keep y'all. We have a celebration coming up, Halloween at 100 Trails. The reason I came up here, I wanted to say that we have gathered some costumes for kids, toddlers, big kids. We've got a bunch of them. So if anybody need them, feel free to call me. My number is 815-715-6632. Riri's Legacy.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to mayor and council comments.
Birthday boy.
All right. So yeah, we're here long already, and this is my birthday, so now we're just gonna stay here a little longer and celebrate. No, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who did attend the Mexican Independence Day Parade this past Saturday on Collins Street.
Sorry.
Special thank you to the Joliet Police Department for all the work they did to help, make people feel safe and celebrate that day, keeping the families an opportunity to enjoy the day. I want to thank all the city staff members that were involved, the City Center Partnership, and the business community and all the local community leaders that spent months coming together to plan this event. This was an event that took a lot of work and collaboration to happen, but it kicked off with a great success. We had great weather, and it was just a great event. And today, I put together, because I'm not as well versed as my counterpart Cesar Guerrero over there, so I wrote something down. Today is Mexican Independence Day. And people, you hear things about, well, why are you celebrating Mexican Independence Day in the U.S., right? Today, as a proud Mexican American, I celebrate not only my birthday and the start of the Constitution Week, but Mexican Independence Day in the United States. I do this to honor the sacrifices of my ancestors, those brave men and women who fought for Mexico's independence and laid the foundation for the freedom of future generations. It's because of them I'm here today, living in the greatest country in the world, a nation that allows me the freedoms to honor my heritage, to practice my traditions, and to proudly share my culture with others. When I celebrate, I'm not only remembering history, I'm also honoring my parents, my grandparents, and all those who came before me. Their resilience, their strength, and their love for their family. Mexican Independence Day is more than a date on a calendar. It's a reminder that freedom is hard-won, that culture is worth preserving, and that we are all blessed to live in a country that allows us to celebrate both who we are and where we come from. Viva Mexico and viva the United States of America. Thank you.
I want to say happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have 3 beautiful daughters, and today is my beautiful daughter Hannah's birthday.
Happy birthday, Hannah.
Yep, she's out in Arizona, doing real estate, doing really good out there. So I want to say happy birthday to my daughter Hannah, and I want to thank Beth. Thank you so much. I'm blowing your phone up every couple days, and you're taking care of it, and I appreciate it. So thank you. Okay.
I just want to say happy birthday to one of the nicest, easiest, most common sense people that I work with, Cesar Cardenas. You've been a blessing and a brother to me, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
I also want to say I've been a lifelong ally of LGBTQ plus community, and this Saturday, September 20th, Joliet Pride Fest is at Bicentennial Park. It starts at noon, and it is always a good time. In addition to that, they're also doing the Pride Fest After Dark. God, I wish I knew what time that started, but probably when it gets dark. It's probably going to start when it gets dark. It's always a good show. It is amazing show. So for everyone that's LGBTQ plus ally and all of our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters, please be sure to celebrate Pride September 20th. I guess that's all I have. Thank you.
7:30, by the way.
7:30, Pride Fest After Dark. Thank you.
Happy birthday to my colleague, Cesar Cardenas, and to your daughter, Hannah. And happy birthday to my wife, Jessica, which is probably watching. She's probably mad because I'm not home.
A lot of birthdays.
So, to kind of touch on what Cesar Cardenas said about we celebrated Mexican Independence Day. Well, obviously, the parade was on Saturday, but today is the actual day. It's a reminder of the great country that we have, that we're able to actually celebrate another culture, another culture in this great country. You can't really do that anywhere else. So I just want to say that. So God bless USA, and never forget your culture, never forget your roots, where you come from. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to everybody. As requested by our chairman, Jim Rolfe, please either come tomorrow night to Joliet West or go online and fill out the survey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I was going to say that, but anyway, happy birthday to everybody, and anybody out there's having a birthday today, happy birthday, and, happy Independence Day.
I can't believe I came here tonight and I had 3 people's birthday already when I came here, and now there's 3 more they're telling us about. Must be a day. Well, you had a theory, I know. We won't keep that. Anyways, I'm going to keep it short. You go celebrate with Rosie tonight. Have a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy birthday to all 3 that we know and 3 that you know and everybody else that's having
You
a
know
birthday.
Nicole.
Nicole.
Murray.
Oh, no kidding. I'll have to wish her a happy birthday.
Yeah.
I want to remind everybody again, like Jim said, tomorrow night, Joliet West is the workshop from 5 to 7:30. And we'd sure like to get as many people there as we can. We need everybody's help. This is a community input, and we're asking for anybody to show up that can get there. Just a couple quick things. On Saturday, September 6th, I was able to read to students at the After the Peanut program. It was really a lot of fun, and I took a tough book, Good Night Moon.
No.
That's about where I stopped, but it was good. On September 9th, I attended the Night of the Stars dinner at Joliet Junior College Foundation, and they honored 4 really great people of our community. They do this every year. This year, recipients were Larry Weirs, previous superintendent of Troy Schools, the Zonta Club of Joliet, who does an amazing amount of things, Mark Jerry Scheinwein, who was Will County Farm Bureau, and John Williams, who's a midday host on WGN Radio, who was a class of '79. That was a really nice event, and again, honored many, many good people. And then today, we had the great opportunity to break ground for Hope Manor Village Joliet. The facility will offer new beginnings, new opportunities, and hope for women and families in our community who have been touched by the opioid crisis. Hope Manor Village will provide long-term stability and wraparound services to women healing and rebuilding their lives while they care for their children in a safe and nurturing environment. It's really an important program for our city to have this, and these are recovered opiate addicted women. Many of them have children, and they've been living in cars wherever they could find. So this is really another great opportunity for that Silver Cross campus to help the community in many ways. So I was grateful to be there. That's all I've got. God bless Joliet, and God bless all of you. Thank you.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.